Okay, so this is a trip report of Diphenhydramine, Benadryl, 375 milligrams. I took 15 of them, 10, and then 30 minutes later I took 15. The way I got my hands on this, I also got my hands on Dils when we went to the Walmart when I was at a friend's house. We went to Walmart and I got my hands on those. I went up to the counter to pay for them. It said I did not need ID for Benadryl, but the Delsum I did. And some worker just walked up there, ID, boom, bam. I'm like, bet. Anyways, we are home. His mom's bed, asleep, and I take 10 of them. He's on like Omegle, he's chilling there. We have like little toy guns, whatever. We're just messing around with them. They're pretty cool, realistic. But we go to bed. He puts down like a little mattress thing. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really comfy. I was laying there, I'm watching YouTube. What I'm saying right now, I had to add in like from later on because I forgot. Whenever he put down the bed thing, I was like, I'm just gonna sleep in this room for now, and which is like the other room. And he was like, okay. And then I walked back in there, and I remember seeing someone sitting in the corner of the room on like a beanbag chair or something. I'm like, I don't know who this dude is, bruh. So like I walked back, and I'm like, alright, let me walk back in there. Bruh, who is this dude? I walk back in. And then I'm like, alright, he's going. There was no beanbag chair, nothing even there. And then I lay down. Now continue. And the first thing was, I was talking to my friend, and I was like talking to like my friend, and I remember him being, laying down, looking forward, like this. And there's like the TV, and then I see him right here, and him right here, two of my friends, and they look just like this video. I'll put it up right here. Yeah, they look just like that, dude. And so, but they're like not even talking to me, but I'm sitting there talking to them. And I'm like this, and then Bryson's over here, and he's like, your friend's not here. And I'm like, what? And then my eyes got wide, and he's like, he said my eyes were wide after that, completely, just like always wide. Then I remember the TV was like super loud, and I thought it was my house. So I thought I was at my house, and I was like, the TV's way too loud, but it's actually his house, so it's fine how loud it is. But it would not be in my house. So I started looking for like my controller, and I'm on like the ground looking at like my blanket. I'm like looking around, and then I keep seeing it on like the blanket, and then I grab it, and it's like it's there, but and then it just disappears. And then I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like that's just weird as shit, right? And so I'm sitting there, and then I'll like be looking through like my blanket. I completely would go like this at like the blanket, stand up and do it, and then I'd put it back down, and I'd be like, I don't know where I went. I look around, oh, there it is on my blanket, gone, boom. Stupid, bro. Actually, I did have my controller over there though, because I did bring it, but it's in the complete other room. So I start looking around to see if I could turn it down on like the TV, and I can't. I can't even do that in my house. But anyways, I end up going into the other room. I find that I was just looking for where the like Xbox is, so I can plug the wire into it. And he don't have an Xbox. He was just doing it off of the TV. He has a remote. And I thought it was my house, so I'm like, dude, where is it hooked up? And then also I called my grandma, and I was like, oh yeah. And then also, I ended up thinking, oh my god, my room looks different. My grandma must have renovated my room because she was thinking about doing it in my house. And so I'm like, where's the bennies and stuff? And I remember hiding them somewhere else because I thought he was at my house. And so I end up looking around, and I don't even remember where I put them. And then I finally find them. I'm like, okay, we're good. And then I call my grandma, and I'm like, hey, where's my Xbox? Because I cannot find it. She's like, I don't know. And she was like, I was like, where are you? She's like, sleeping. And I remember in my head whenever she said that, I remember seeing her in the bedroom asleep, and I remember like walking outside and stuff, and I guess I was doing all this stuff in my head. I remember walking outside looking for her, and I was like, where are you? And she was like sleeping. And I remember my little cousins were like with her sleeping, where like she usually sleeps. It was crazy. Yeah, real crazy shit, man. Oh yeah, after he this is how do you even plug that into like an actual TV? I don't know, but I managed. It was like plugging up some random stuff to like speakers and stuff. But anyways, and then I'm just sitting there like caveman brain, and I started like plugging random stuff in. He said my thing was like plugged into like his TV somehow. After that, I'm like, whatever. I go to the bathroom, and I'm looking like this, right? And like, and I look over there at like the towel. Imagine that's like the towel. I'm like, that would have been crazy if like I thought that was like a person, and I look back, and then it's almost like I thought it was a person, but when I snapped out of it, it was like I did not even ever think it was a person, but like I freaked out. Like blood just rushed through my body, and I was just like, and then after that, I turned towards someone which was not there before this scare. I turned towards them, and I'm like, I cannot do it, I cannot do it. But I don't even remember no one standing there. It was like I looked at someone, but there was no one there. I remember thinking that I was talking to someone, knowing that there's nothing even that I'm looking at. But anyways, like then I run out. I run into the bedroom, and here's a video right here of what happens after that. Hell, I thought it was like hella them guys. I thought it was like turning into like roaches and beetles and ants and hella shit.